Fantastic to have you with us this afternoon. We are live on Dubai Eye 103.8 YouTube channel, and we've got so much to look forward to all the way through the afternoon. I am not on my own here at Spinneys. We are joined by Chef Christophe Devoille. We are going to be learning more about his amazing afternoon tea at Atlantis The Royal, so prepare to feel very hungry indeed. And it would be a little bit mean for us to be talking about food and not offer you the chance to win a hamper full of goodies to spend from everything you need from Spinneys to make what we're making today, which is an amazing strawberry and rhubarb tartlet. So we are live on the radio, but we're also live on YouTube too. Chef Christophe, thank you so for being with us. I know how busy Fridays are. So we're going to be talking a little bit about how to make this, because I understand there's 4 components, some beautiful fresh ingredients, and something you've hidden away in the fridge as well. We're going to go live on radio now, but for those of you watching on YouTube, stay with us, because we are going to be telling you how to win everything you need to make exactly what we're making today. So Helen Farmer with you, Farmer's Kitchen live from Spinneys. Do head on over to our YouTube channel, because you can be seeing what is happening in the kitchens here at Spinneys Meydan. Helen Farmer with you for Farmer's Kitchen Live. And I am joined by the fantastic Chef Christophe Devoille. He is the executive pastry chef at Atlantis The Royal. And I think we can reveal what we're making today. So we've got some really beautiful ingredients in front of us, and they smell incredible. Chef, what are we making?
So today we will make a beautiful strawberry and rhubarb tart, and at the end we will just add some surprise on the top. So today we will make the poached rhubarb and vanilla. We will make as well a strawberry marmalade. The sugar dough we made already in advance a little bit to rest in the chiller. I rolled already between 2 paper sheets, and we will do an almond frangipane to fill up the tart shell, and we will add a couple of strawberry to bake again, and will be amazing tart.
And then we eat it.
Why not?
Absolutely, we eat it. We've got a whole hungry crew here. We can smell. I wish we could do smell-o-vision on YouTube. I really do. We can smell just how gorgeous these products are. And we have got a prize for those watching on YouTube, because if you tell us in the comments the smell that reminds you of your childhood, you could win a hamper full of ingredients for everything you need to make today. So I think for me, it's strawberries. I don't know if it's the same for you. You grew up near Strasbourg in France, but where I'm from, in kind of rural England, we had something called pick your own farms.
Exactly. It was the same. It was the same for me with the family during the weekend, especially the Sunday. We just went to the field and pick up what we need. Beautiful strawberry, but blueberry as well. And in Alsace, we're very famous for the rhubarb. Oh. That's why I always try, even in Dubai, to find a nice rhubarb to incorporate in my creation.
Well, it was just downstairs. So for me, it's the smell of strawberries, because I don't know if it was the same for you, but we used to go and pick our strawberries, and you'd get a big punnet, a big basket, and they'd weigh it at the end. But what they didn't, I'm sure they did know, because our fingers were stained with fruit, and there was, strawberry juice all over our faces. We ate quite a lot more than we probably paid for. And then we'd get home and my grandmother would make strawberry jam. And I'm already getting smells of that from the strawberry marmalade that we've got here in front of us. So if you are watching on YouTube, head on over to the comment section and tell me the smell, the foodie smell that takes you back to your childhood. This, of course, is to win that hamper full of goodies. Spinneys ingredients, including, some pantry basics that I think we're going to be talking about when it comes to the sugar dough, but also some lovely fresh produce as well. So we have, as we said, got 4 components for our dish today, Chef. Tell us a little bit about what we need to do first.
So we will start to poach the rhubarb. So I just prepare already a very light syrup with water, vanilla bean. I just grate the vanilla bean and just a little bit of sugar, because our cake are not too sweet. We want to be healthy, especially because we are getting old a little bit.
Well, in front of us we've got sugar and butter.
This one will be for the frangipane later on. So
not overly sweet.
Just a little bit, still a cake, still pastry. So for the syrup for the rhubarb, so I will just boil it, and I have a small technique when I peel the rhubarb stick, especially when the skin is a beautiful pink like this. I put the pink peel inside the syrup. Like this, the syrup will become a little bit pink. And I will poach the rhubarb in this amazing syrup. And the rhubarb will take a very nice color as well.
Can I ask you, Chef, for anyone listening or watching that hasn't ever actually had rhubarb before, it can be an acquired taste. How do you describe the flavor profile?
I think the rhubarb is a nice touch in a fruity dessert because it's a bit acidic and a bit sour.
Tart.
Especially, in my country, we are making a rhubarb tart and some meringue on the top, but it's well balanced because the rhubarb is always a little bit sour.
So
a bit different.
It's going to work really well because I've already had a little taste of these the premium Scottish strawberries from Spinneys, and they're very, very sweet indeed. So it's going to be a beautiful marriage. So in here we've got our syrup, we've got some vanilla in there as well. Now we're going to chop up some. I feel like we're doing a bit of ASMR.
And as I said, I keep the pink peel and will infuse in the syrup to make it light pink.
Because we don't want to lose that. That's
Exactly.
part of the beauty. We're going to talk a little bit more later on in the show about the incredible afternoon tea that you have at Atlantis The Royal, which is a feast for the eyes as much as it is for the stomach. But that presentation piece, that patisserie, it's next level. It's art. Do you consider yourself to be an artist where your medium is food?
I don't know if we are an artist, but it's very important to work all together with the team. Is a teamwork, as I said every time. Even if every time when I won an award is my name, I share every time the everything to the team, and I really want to share the knowledge and the skill to the team to be on the top or to stay on the top. I want to say, not to be arrogant, but we're in the good position, and every day we are making all those cake and afternoon tea, freshly baked, freshly made every morning. So
Team
I
effort.
think, yeah, team effort.
You must have an incredible number of nationalities because the team there at Atlantis The Royal in your particular patisserie department, you've got between 50 and 60.
Exactly.
So that must be really interesting to think about all the different influences that come from all of those different cultures and nationalities. Is there quite a lot of sharing and learning and tasting? Because I'm sure maybe some of your team have never tried rhubarb before, for example.
Exactly. So every time when we launch a new cake or a new afternoon tea, and we always try all together. We test all together in the afternoon after the daily briefing. So it's very important to the team to know what they are selling to the guests, because in Atlantis The Royal, behind the counter, we have every day 2 chefs talking with the guests, explaining what we have today in the counter, because we have a range of 40 cake, but every day is only 60 cake on the counter.
So you've got to, say those numbers. 40.
40. And it's always depending of the seasonality, the fruit we can get. And for example, the strawberry we will have for 2 months. After we will move with the raspberry. After we will move with the peach, apricot,
The stone fruits.
fig.
Wow.
And if we have the fig for only 3 weeks,
That's it.
it's okay. It's no more the season.
But that's interesting because I've been in Dubai for 17 years. You came just before COVID, about four years ago.
Yes.
And the availability of produce has changed so much. I remember speaking to chefs 10, 15 years ago, and they would be, pulling their hair out and thinking, the tomatoes we can get don't taste like tomatoes. You cut into a strawberry and there's no scent.
Exactly.
So we are incredibly lucky here in terms of food availability, food security, and also the growing that's happening here in the region as well.
I'm using a couple of local products like the honey from Hatta.
I love the Hatta honey. Which one are you using?
The cedar. Exactly.
It's so good.
It's very good. And as well, we have the date as well. The date come from the border with the Saudi. And as well, sometimes we can get some raspberry and strawberry.
Wow.
But maybe just half kilo. So
very precious.
Exactly.
If you haven't done the Hatta honey farm, by the way, those of you who are watching and listening, it's maybe getting a little bit hot now, but when the weather cools, if you're going camping or you're going to go and stay at one of the hotels or the glamping at Hatta, in the morning, get up and go to the Hatta Dam and go to do some kayaking, have a hike, but do make sure you go to the Hatta Honey Farm. My kids loved it because you get dressed up as a bee farmer and they get to, explore the hives and find the queen, and then do some tastings. But I'm glad you said Sidra because that was my favorite last time we went and my kids absolutely loved it. So our rhubarb is peeled.
Exactly.
the skin is in there poaching in the syrup.
Exactly. So I just cover for 5 minutes. I will chop the rhubarb stick with the shape I want. After I will strain the syrup, it will just infuse for 25 minutes because I want the rhubarb to be a bit not crunchy but a bit hard.
Like al dente.
Al dente rhubarb. Yeah,
There we go. Who knew?
Something like that.
Chef, tell us a little bit about your decision to become a chef. Where were you growing up, and where were the foodie influences from as a child? You can shop at the same time, but please don't be too distracted by my chat.
So I think I was not the best one at school,
Okay.
and every Sunday in France you are making a pie or tart or cake with your mom, and so after a couple of pie and cake, I decided after the school to be a chef, and I was
So you
very
were
good
what,
in
16 time?
15. So I started the pastry school in east of France in Alsace, and I really love it directly. And after I just pushed myself to be better and better and to improve myself, and it was a good opportunity to travel as well. To be a pastry chef or a chef, it's easy to travel because we need to eat everywhere in the world.
This is just that's just part of the job. You've
Exactly, yeah.
worked in Miami, Dubai, Macau,
Exactly.
obviously France. You were with Almond
UK,
or
UK as well.
you in the UK,
Yeah,
in London?
yeah, for 1 year, just before Dubai.
How was that?
It was not for me, but I think the weather was not for me.
That's why I'm here.
Exactly.
You are so far from alone in that. Tell us a little bit about the decision then to choose pastry, because it is a completely different discipline. It's a science, it's an alchemy, it's an art. What was it about this particular part of cooking that you were attracted to?
I think I like the fact you need to scale everything, to be precise, to make. We are not a chef or we just mix a couple of things and we are making a salad or something else. I like the precision to have two, three different flavor on the cake or two, three different texture as well. So I was very interested to do this, and very early I traveled to New York in 2000, and I work in a nice restaurant in New York. And after being overseas, I say, okay, I want to continue this job because it's an easy way to travel everywhere in the world. So I came back to France a little bit for 10 years for Alain Ducasse.
Wow.
So I was the pastry chef in Plaza Athénée in the Eiffel Tower.
Oh my
And the
gosh.
2 last year I was the corporate for the world. So I was in charge of the, let's say, 30 restaurants in the world. So I was away 2 weeks a month. I was based in Paris, but let's go to Tokyo for 1 week. After you move to Las Vegas, you come back in Paris, you go to London, you go to I don't know.
Any tips for,
Moscow.
for jet lag? You must have.
I think you don't have time to
Just
think
push
about
through.
the jet lag.
Because this is the thing, the hours must have been crazy. I mean, from training all the way through to, well, maybe even now,
But
keeping going.
the good things to travel with your job is to meet new people, the new culture, the new country, and you can find beautiful ingredients you didn't know before.
Yeah.
So I think that's why now I move in Dubai, and you can find
And now
as
you're
well
having
beautiful
hatta honey and dates from the border.
and spice, and that's very nice.
Chef Christophe Devoille is with us today. You can, of course, tune in, as many of you are, on Dubai I 103.8 on the radio, but also watch us on YouTube. And if you do want to head on over and see what's happening in our lovely kitchen here at Spinneys, we're at the Meydan HQ. Tell us in the comments the foodie smell that reminds you of your childhood. For me, it is strawberries, which we have right in front of us now as we make the strawberry and rhubarb tartlet. It reminds me of kind of sneaking them in when we go to the pick your own farm when I was growing up. Let us know. I'm going to be checking the comments in just a minute. I just want to say, for those of you who are listening, by the way, Chef Christophe just talking about his influences growing up, while simultaneously doing the most perfect, accurate, identical chop on the rhubarb. So my brother-in-law is a chef, and he came to stay with us a few years ago. And he was in London for a long time, and very, very well trained. And I can see it's going pink. And my husband was chopping carrots, and he came in and picked it up and was like, in the bin. When wasn't an even chop. So those of you watching on YouTube will see we are we've got this lovely pink syrup that our rhubarb's in.
You can smell the nice rhubarb.
Oh, it's lovely.
So we just cover. just like this. The rhubarb will poach for 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I will keep it a bit.
So we're not looking to make it too mushy. We still want to have the integrity of the shape.
Some texture.
I haven't got a screen to see. We're going to be talking in a minute to Tom Harvey from Spinneys about the strawberries that we're working with today, which I'm really interested by. I wonder if I can have a little nibble. I have cleaned my hands.
Let's try one.
Oh,
Very sweet.
really sweet. Have you had to think about the Middle Eastern palate when you moved here? Because I hear from a number of chefs that a lot of people from this region have a very sweet tooth.
I try my best to educate or to re-educate the local markets.
Yeah.
Because when I arrived, they were very focused on chocolate cake, cheesecake, crème brûlée, and some basic pastry. So that's why we have always someone behind the counter explaining to the guests what we have today. And as well, we remove as much as we can the sugarness in all this cake. So now when we explain to the guests, okay, today we are not making crème brûlée, for example, we are making beautiful cake.
And this is why.
Exactly, and very seasonal as well.
Thank you. Right, let's see what's happening in the comments. So those of you watching can tell me in the comments exactly what your favourite smell from childhood.
We're doing the strawberry marmalade, and Tom is right here.
Hello, Tom Harvey. Nice to see you. Welcome to the kitchen. I am going to. You can have a little chat with Christophe while I had see what's happening in our comments because.
What are you doing with strawberry, chef? So actually, I will make a vanilla marmalade with these beautiful British strawberries, and just a little bit of brown sugar to add a little bit nice taste of caramel as well. Yeah. No need to add too much sugar because the strawberries are sweet enough, and I will not as well blend the strawberry because in the tartlet I like when you can find some chunks,
some pieces.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Because you know
otherwise it's just the mush.
The mush. Yeah.
No one likes the mush.
So, yeah.
Okay,
and
perfect.
I will not cook them too much as well. Nice to know they're beautiful color.
Oh, right. We're coming back on the radio. But do get onto our YouTube channel. You can comment your favourite smell on the food front. And you could be winning a hamper full of goodies, everything you need to make this incredible tart. So we're going back live on the radio. Right now.
We put the rhubarb in the chiller.
In the chiller.
Just to rest.
Helen Farmer with you for Farmer's Kitchen Live. It's the last Friday of the month, which means we're out of the studio and we are in the kitchens at Spinneys HQ here at Meydan. I am joined by two foodies. We have got from Spinneys, Tom Harvey. He's going to be talking us through some of the ingredients that we've got in front of us. And joining us from Atlantis The Royal, Chef Christophe Devoille. He is executive pastry chef from the incredible place where you can go and have some afternoon tea, the Royal Tea Room. So we have been making our poached rhubarb. It's there in that lovely pink syrup. And we're going to put that in the chiller, Chef, right?
Yeah, just for 20 minutes
to bring it down.
To stop as well the cooking, and as well, because we will strain later, just to make the tartlets.
Okay, chill away.
Yes.
Thanks for having us, Tom. How are you?
Lovely to have you back in the office.
In the office. I could be here every afternoon. Thanks very much. I have to say, I went into my local spinning store a few weeks ago and I was greeted by this scent of my childhood. It smelt just like a British summer. And that's why I was like, oh gosh, I'm so glad that we're talking about and celebrating these strawberries today. Tell us a little bit about, these are the premium Scottish strawberries. Chef and I just had a little nibble and it got a serious thumbs up. What do you know about provenance of ingredients, the relationship with farmers, what's been going on behind the scenes to get them into store?
What's been going on is a lot. So we have two varieties in sale in Spinneys brand at the moment. So we have the British ones, and then we have these are Scottish strawberries, the premium ones. So these are really, really special. They are what we think is basically the best combination of flavour, of texture, and sweetness. And they are grown for us by a fabulous farmer called Lockie Porter.
What a name!
Lockie has he actually has a farm up in Scotland, in Angus, So quite a long way north. Everybody sort of thinks you need to have a warm environment.
That's what I was about to say. I mean, I was just in Glasgow last weekend.
Bit chilly.
Sun was out. Very cold.
Yeah. Well, that's actually kind of what you want. So you want the light, you want the sunshine. And where they grow, it's just Fife in Angus, and actually a little place called Arbroath. It's right on the coast. And so because they're on the coast, because it's summer in Scotland, they get a lot of daylight. Firstly, the sun's up for a long time, but also you've got a lot of light actually coming reflected off the sea. So that helps to get the really strong redness and the flavour of the strawberries, and then the sweetness comes because you've got those cool evenings. So that actually slows the ripening down, and you get a better level of sweetness coming through because of the cool evenings. So it's lots of daylight, cool evenings.
I love
That's
this.
the best strawberry.
If you haven't watched on the Spinneys Instagram, I do urge you to go over. You've had a man in a kilt celebrating strawberries in store recently.
Gordon. So Lockie.
Gordon and Lockie.
Yeah, Lockie. Well, Lockie is the owner of the farm. His son Gordon, when we first launched these, came over, and then we also had somebody come in with bagpipes and actually pipe the strawberries into store on the first day that they arrived.
What? I mean, who doesn't have a good ceremonial entrance to strawberry season? So these are the premium strawberries. You've also got the British ones, which I saw downstairs, and they're just these kind of jewels of fruits, just absolutely stunning. So we could talk about those as well in a little bit. But I want to catch up now with Chef Christophe, who is making... Now, I'm not a chef,
amazing.
Doesn't it? You calling this a strawberry marmalade? What's the difference between a jam and a marmalade?
I think it's a percentage of sugar.
Oh,
In
really?
a marmalade, most of the time it's like a 50% of sugar.
Okay.
That's why you can keep for a long time or almost forever. But I just put like a 15% of sugar because we want to keep the real taste of the strawberry. We don't want to cover with sugar.
Okay.
That's why as well I try to explain to the local markets here because they have very sweet teeth, and now they slowly they start to understand that they start to come back for.
They like Chef was right. Chef, I've just remembered something. Our sweet dough. Do we think we should? It's coming, but we need to. Do we need to put it in?
Reduce a little bit this one.
Okay.
We made the sweet dough previously, actually, between two baking paper right here.
Okay, look at this professional operation.
An amazing marble rolling pin.
Did you bring this yourself? Do you travel with your tools?
Just today, just
Just a tiny
one knife.
little knife.
it's a present I get in Japan.
Really?
Maybe 15 years ago from Alain Ducasse.
No.
So this one I cannot use it.
Oh my goodness! What a thing to have! Can you imagine? It's a little knife from Alain Ducasse. So tell us a little bit about the sweet dough. What have you done before you started today, Chef?
For the sweet dough, so I just mix the icing sugar and salted butter to add a little bit a pinch of salt in the dough. After I just add 1 egg, I mix properly, and at the end just flour and almond powder. I rest for 30 minutes. I just roll, and then you can see the dough is quite nice.
Very thin. I've heard from a few people that women make very good pastry chefs because we have cold hands. Is that true? Does it matter the temperature of your hands? Oh, little smile of cold hands. What do you think, Chef? Does it make a difference?
Yeah, I'm working in my team with almost 50% of ladies.
Wow.
Because they have a very small finger, they're more detailed, and they're pretty nice. There's no much drama.
Oh, well.
With men, there's always drama somewhere.
And they're patient as well, aren't they?
Exactly.
They'll take their time. Yeah. You can't rush pastry work.
So, Tom,
Yes.
what's happening in store right now? We've got the strawberries. What else are you excited about?
Well, we've got. I mean, summer's always quite a fun time for us because there's so many amazing different.
I came in and
fruits.
saw asparagus display
So we had
as well.
so asparagus. So alongside the British strawberries, I know we've been looking at the rhubarb already. So we have another grower that we work with, a guy called John Chin. He is in Herefordshire, which is on the west of England, just near the border with Wales, and he grows a few things for us. Asparagus. So we've had 3 different types of asparagus in that are absolutely beautiful. The classic green one, but also a white one, and my absolute favourite, which is a purple one.
Talk about drama.
Yeah.
That
so
must look
the purple one,
fantastic.
it absolutely looks beautiful. And you don't even need to cook it. So you just take it home from our stores, trim off the bottom, off the sort of the tougher
woody,
bit at the bottom,
yeah.
the woody bit, and then put it straight into salads. It's absolutely amazing.
Wow, okay.
So that's been brilliant. We've just had the Jersey Royal potato season, so some of the most amazing flavoured potatoes. It's always an exciting one in terms of they're the first batch of the year of the new potatoes. So so that's all of the things that we've been going on with produce, and then we've been so busy with other things. You know we've opened the Kitchen by Spinneys, our new food hall.
I was
talking with Poonam about that on the show last week. So
it's going
we're busy.
very, very well.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we could steal you away from a very busy day to cook with us. You're a big foodie yourself. Amazing chef as well. How are you with your pastry?
Hopeless.
Okay, so this is a dream team. Savoury sweet.
Savouries I love to do. Pastry, I don't have the patience.
Let's have a quick look at what's happening on the text line. We're asking you to get in touch on the YouTube channel and tell us the smell that reminds you of your childhood, the food smells in particular. We've had maple syrup sap boiling away. We've also had roast beef and freshly baked bread rolls. We've also had some Lebanese sheikh barak. Gina, that sounds delicious. So meat dumplings in a yummy yogurt stew. You can let us know on the YouTube channel. If you're struggling there, you can let us know on 4001 or indeed the ARN Play app. We're here on the WhatsApp. We are live from Spinneys Maidan, the HQ, with Chef Christophe Devoille and Tom Harvey speaking to us from Spinneys as well. We're going to head over the latest headlines in just a minute. But our dough is about to go into the oven. The marmalade is reducing beautifully. So if you want to catch up on with everything that's happening, head over to the YouTube channel and we will see you there. All right. Let's have a look. Where are they going?
I shape it as a beautiful flower. I just did some hole as well for the cooking. Yeah. 170 degree for like 12 minutes.
Okay.
Let's have a look.
Let's have a look. So making 4, so 1, 2, 3, and then whoever's the best behaved from the crew.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a competition, guys, so you can see who gets the final tart. How will you know when our strawberry marmalade is ready?
I think when you see the texture, when you're happy with the texture, at work we always follow the same recipe. We don't need to have 20 recipes of strawberry marmalade. If you have one good, let's keep
stick
this
with
one.
it.
And when the texture look very nice.
What about that pectin, this idea of it having some kind of structure and integrity? Is that something that is going to happen naturally from the fruit as it cooked, or are we going to be adding anything in?
Usually we're adding a little bit of pectin NH. Yeah. It's coming from the seed of the apple.
Okay.
It helps to have a nice texture when you're making, especially a huge quantity, like a 20 kilo of marmalade.
It's like Paddington Bear, that episode.
We're making
But this I find really interesting because we're obviously making something on a small scale today. We're making just 4. When it comes to testing recipes, you're obviously doing all the calculations to scale up.
Exactly.
Big time.
We're making 50 kilo of sugar dough a week. The
Wow.
chocolate one, the hazelnut one, pistachio, and the vanilla one.
I can't even imagine what your deliveries look like in terms of flour coming into the kitchen, the fruits.
With a truck directly to the pastry kitchen.
While we're not on the radio, let's have a little YouTube exclusive. And would you mind showing Tom the secret ingredient that you brought?
Okay. Not from UK, but
Not from Spinneys.
maybe you can have the wild strawberry coming from Malaga.
Okay.
Interesting, huh? Super intense.
And I'm just doing a wild strawberry tart. We don't want to cook it, to bake it fresh with a nice marmalade, beautiful sugar dough. Simple,
That's all it
easy.
needs.
I think everybody wants to come back to the basic things,
Yeah.
like the tart. When my mom made the tart, it was very simple, but it was the best. In Atlantis The Royal, I will never make something with 10 different flavor or 10 different texture because nobody understands.
Yeah.
And all together doesn't work.
But don't you think that's something that comes with experience and with maturity? We think with a lot of young chefs get excited by having access to produce or want to show off a skill that they've learned and end up throwing everything on the plate.
Yeah, because I think they're still young.
Yeah.
I think they will learn when they will getting a bit more mature.
When you get to your 40s,
exactly.
then you start to edit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Tom, you became a father 3 days ago.
Wow! Congratulations.
Thank you.
Feeling very guilty. We've got him here in the kitchen.
Straight back.
Straight
to the
back
kitchen.
to work.
Amazing.
Yeah, exactly. My wife, she's very happy, but she understands.
Have you baked her a cake yet?
Not yet.
Think of all the cakes you're going to be able to make for your son. No pressure.
I think we will start with seasonal fruit.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh yeah, can you
cherry.
imagine doing the weaning with a chef's child? Do you think your first fruit is going to be a strawberry, a wild strawberry
Not
from
just a strawberry,
Malaga?
a wild strawberry from Malaga. Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. So, oh, we're bubbling now, chef. So we just added a bit of lemon juice there.
Yeah, just to have a better flavor of the strawberry. Just a little bit, a sip of lemon juice. Just press, and when the bubble are low,
It's starting to thicken, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got 1 minute until we're back on the radio. Trying to not peek in too much, but I can already smell that doing its thing. And then with our other strawberries, can we talk about those next as well? I think, what is it called? That Ava?
No, this is the Ava Magnum.
That's the Ava
This
Magnum.
is the Ava Magnum. So
We're
These are-
focusing
these are the
on
ones-
these.
these are the ones we
And,
wanna focus
and how long are you going to have them in store for?
So we should be able to keep these going through, all being well, until probably October.
Gosh,
Yeah, we'll keep them in for a long time. So because of the amount of light you've got in Scotland and how long the season lasts, so
this is what I struggled with the children when we were there at the weekend. I was like, it's bedtime. They're going, no, it's not, Mummy.
No,
It's still light
no,
outside.
no.
It is.
Yeah.
Get to bed. But I remember that from being a child as well. Right, we're about to come back onto the radio. So in a nice cold bowl, we'll have a little chat about what's happening here.
Yeah, we'll rest in the chiller as well.
Okay.
And keep the vanilla stick. Keep it in. Always.
Okay, we're back.
Dive in now.
I know.
Puts in a spoon.
Fantastic to have you with us this Foodie Friday. We are live on YouTube right now, so hop on over so you can see what's happening in the kitchens here at Spinneys Meydan HQ. I'm joined in the kitchen from Spinneys, Tom Harvey, and we've also got our chef of the day, Christophe Devoille. He is executive pastry chef at Atlantis The Royal, heading up the Royal Tea Room there. And we are making a strawberry and rhubarb tartlet. If you've just tuned in, you can watch on YouTube, and if you comment there, the smell, the foodie smell that reminds you of your childhood, you could win all of the ingredients from Spinneys to create this dish at home. So if you are just listening today, we've just put our strawberry marmalade into the fridge, and that was add a little bit of lemon juice
At the end, yes.
and some vanilla as well, chef,
Exactly,
right?
vanilla stick as well, yes.
Okay. What's next?
We can start to make the frangipane.
Okay.
Okay, the frangipane is very, very easy one. It's only 5 ingredients as well. So we need to mix the butter and sugar. We will add the whole eggs, and at the end I mix already the almond flour and flour. It will be like a cream. I will fill up the piping bag, and after that I will fill up the bottom of the tart shell.
Okay.
Once it's almost baked, I will chop some fresh strawberry. I will put back maybe for 10 minutes in the oven.
Okay. Right. Off you go. What do you need? Can we help? Can Tom help? I'll talkie chop. Now, I need to ask you a little bit about the afternoon tea, because it has already got an incredible reputation in a city that has some strong competition, I have to say.
Correct.
Whenever my mum comes over, who loves a cup of tea, it always feels like a bit of a treat, I think, to take visitors to go and see a stunning hotel, but also to have this kind of afternoon experience of sweet and savoury, confection, drink, maybe some bubbles. That's a big ask, though, to basically do an afternoon tea at the experiential hotel that the world is talking about.
Exactly.
So tell us a little bit about what you have put on the menu.
So on the menu, after we change, first of all, we change 2-3 times a year the afternoon tea to propose to Dubai guests and for the traveler some different experience as well. Of course, we have the classic sandwiches and we have the scone, but we want to experiment a couple of different things as well during different collaboration as well. So for now, we have the lobster roll, we have 4 kinds of sandwiches, we have amazing lemon and olive oil pancake with granola and caramelized almonds. And as well, we have 4 kinds of small tartlet. We have the raspberry and honey from the farm. We have a pistachio and orange blossom, chocolate hazelnut, and we have as well lemon and tarragon.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
And we want to add a little touch of the country with the honey with the orange blossom. It's very important to have a small touch as well, a local touch. And I think the guests they come back.
Everyone's
They come
loving
back
it.
for that.
Did Beyonce have it? I was going to say
it was not ready yet.
I was going to say Kendall Jenner. I don't think Kendall Jenner's ever had a scone. So, chef, let's see what's in here. We've got our sugar and is this salted butter again?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll mix.
Go for
the
it.
machine here.
Tom, I treated myself the other day to a Spinneys baguette and that salted butter that you have.
Oh,
It's just
it is
the
amazing.
best.
It is amazing.
It is absolutely divine.
My children have started stealing it out of the butter dish at home. So I sort of get to the weekend, I think, right, I'll have some on my toast.
No, you won't.
It's gone.
That's the
gone. Gotta
thing.
get straight back down to
It's all,
Spinneys.
all about sharing. So thank you for that for one thing. I've also seen in store, don't tell chef, some great birthday cakes.
Yeah, we've got a lot of new birthday cakes. We've got a lot of new bakery items, full stop, but the cakes are brilliant. So our buyer for bakery, Shirin, has been, well, she's been having a tough time because all she has to do is just eat cake.
Poor girl.
The one that everybody is absolutely raving about, the one that is the big favourite, is the unicorn cake.
I don't think my 7-year-old didn't spot it.
Yeah, and my 7-year-old daughter too.
Birthday is next February, and she was always going, that's the cake I want for my birthday.
Yeah.
But I think actually, I hope you don't mind me saying, the honey cake has been the cake, the famous one, and it felt like we may be missing a bit of a kid's offering. And here it is.
Here it is.
You got your very own. Very own honey cake.
But the honey cake's iconic, and actually one of the things we've just done with honey cake, if you go down to the kitchen at Spinneys, the new concept in Dubai Mall, we now have honey cake gelato available. So, right, the gelato stand is right at the front of the store, but we've got a new, amazing, absolutely, it's really, really great setter already.
So for this weekend, if anyone's going to head to Dubai Mall, head there for a meal, a coffee. What other highlights on the menu are you enjoying?
Well, we've got everything. So it doesn't matter the time of day you're going. We've got things there ready for you at breakfast. You can have a quick, one of our famous coffees or a quick bowl of porridge. But we've got Asian, Arabic, Italian, hot foods available all day long, all evening long. The chickens, the Spinneys rotisserie chickens are there. And then sushi is the new one we've got. So, we started making sushi in the store. We've got a new sushi master working there. And so she and her team are now pumping out lots of beautiful sushi every day.
That's our kind of weekend routine, is head over to the Spinneys cafe near us for breakfast. And I ordered the blueberry pancakes last week. Good grief, it's a generous portion and such good value. Yeah. Genuinely, really, really excellent. Chef, you've been chefing. So we've got a lovely. How would you describe that? It's not a dough. It's like a patisserie.
It's almond cream, but we need to bake it.
Okay.
So I will fill up now the base of the tart shell. I will just add a couple of strawberry, and we will bake for 10 minutes. After we will start to prepare all the components to make the final tart.
Okay. It's like another world, isn't it?
It is.
I can only imagine the kind of the pressures of a pastry kitchen. I have a confession to make, which is I moved to Dubai with a French pastry chef. Who am I not married to right now? A French pastry chef. So you're redeeming your people this afternoon. I didn't want to put the pressure on from the beginning, but yeah, you're doing a good job. We've had loads of people getting in touch, talking about the foods that remind them of their childhood. What is it for you, Tom? I mean, I'm saying strawberries. It reminds me of that pick your own farm that I used to go to with my granny. Yeah. We used to eat half and then pay for a few at the end.
Well, I also did a lot of picking my own strawberries. We grew up in the Midlands of the UK, but my mum was not quite as amazing as Christophe, but still is a big baker. So I think sort of childhood memories for me from a food perspective, you're talking to me about chocolate.
Really?
All about the chocolate, yeah. Yeah.
My granny was my mum. I don't think she's watching or listening this afternoon because she's on holiday in sunny Spain. But my mum's not an amazing baker. She did do a great birthday cake for my brother, which I think a lot of people had, which was this kind of green cake covered in coconut to make it look like grass, and then you put on the football pitch lines. Yep. And she made a cake for me with the upside down ice cream cones for the turrets for the castle. But it was my granny, my dad's mum, who I would be next to in the kitchen. And, you have these vivid memories of getting taller and taller and then suddenly being, shoulder to shoulder with her. and she used to make flapjacks. Oh my gosh! Do you know what I mean when I say a flapjack? Okay. I never want to make assumptions about what British people kind of know about. And it was the sticky oats and the crunch around the corner in the pan. Oh, it was amazing. So that kind of the syrupy snap. So we're just getting out our.
So I made previously a couple of tart shell
Yes.
to be on time.
Thank you, Chef.
So
I appreciate that. But we are going to take out those
This is one I will
soonish.
keep for later on.
So in our shells, we've piped in the frangipane, which needs to be baked, and we've put
Exactly.
in some of those gorgeous Scottish strawberries. Just
Yes.
a
And
little
we will
kind
just
of
bake for 6-7 minutes. One more time. So a beautiful texture. We will have something a bit soft.
and then our marmalade's just chilling. Can we come back to the afternoon tea?
Yes, we can come back.
Because I had a message going. Is it just at the weekend? So when is it? Every single day at Atlantis The
Every
Royal?
single day from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. So now we are quite busy, so it's much better to book in advance.
Yes.
We are making 20 sets a day to make sure of the consistency and the quality on food and service as well, because we have a tea experience as well. We have a tea master.
So almost like a sommelier, you can.
Exactly, he's a tea sommelier.
Wow.
Exactly.
So is that someone that you would collaborate with when you're thinking about introducing a new cake and think, what would work?
Exactly. We share, of course, all the cake and sandwiches. And this lady, she's from Vietnam, and she's let's say, a tea master, tea sommelier. So we collaborate together, and she can find the right pairing between the cake and the tea, and so on. So
Because you don't want them competing,
No, of course not.
Because admittedly, you're talking today about actually some quite delicate flavors with that poached rhubarb and the lovely strawberry. But if it's something like an intense chocolate, for example, are you thinking about what you can go with it?
She tests most of the time all the cake, even the sandwiches, because you have the tea with the sandwiches, and we find the right combination or the right pairing. And of course, she advises the guests. Okay, some guests they want just a coffee or a glass of champagne, but I think it's a new trend to have the tea sommelier, and it's part of our experience to have not just the food, but as well the experience on the beverage.
Wow. Chef Christophe Devoille with us today from Atlantis The Royal. It's going to have to say goodbye to the fantastic Tom Harvey from Spinneys. If you are watching on YouTube, stay with us. We're going to have a little behind the scenes action. But for those of you listening, we're going to head over and find out what's happening on our roads now with producer Milani. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Where are you off to? What are the foodie plans for the weekend?
Not very foodie plans. Hans Zimmer tonight.
Oh, fantastic. That'll be good.
Yeah. So Emily's actually coming down at 5 o'clock. So if you want to come and say hi after the show,
I will.
pop down.
All right.
In my office.
Yeah. Right.
Good.
Thank you again. I like it.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the beautiful strawberry.
Pleasure. Thank you for doing so many things. I'm going to pop back up a little bit later.
Yeah,
to try it.
So this is the knife that Alain Ducasse gave you. So this was from the Japanese.
Exactly, because I was in charge of one of the restaurants in Japan as well.
We're back on the radio now, and I have to say, Chef is bringing us this beautiful knife. Tell us about Japanese knives, because I've heard that the technique in terms of folding steel and tell us.
I think it's one of the dream of every single chef to win in Japan at least once, and to just visit all these knife markets and equipment tools market. I think it's like when you have a kid,
like a rite of passage
in a toy shop.
Yeah,
it's exactly the same. And every time when I pass by Japan, I dedicate one afternoon there and the right equipment for the next step.
Wow.
And every time I come back with a luggage full of new equipment.
I bet they like that. Here comes the chef with his collection of knives.
Exactly. And every time is a masterpiece.
Can I see it? Do you know what it says on it? I'm going to see if I can get a close-up for you. That looks absolutely beautiful. Do you know what it says? No.
Fortunately, no.
My parents lived in Japan, and
nice.
it's been on my list for a long, long time. Because every chef I speak to and I ask about the best foodie city in the world, so many people are like, well, Tokyo. Is that true for you?
For me, it's my dream again to come back there as well.
Really?
I will certainly go next year. And that's why we bring Chef Natsuko.
Yes.
For the collaboration, let's say 1 month ago in the Atlantis The Royal at the Royal Tea Room. So we did a collaboration on the special afternoon tea only for 1 weekend. So she came with her team as well, with a couple of preparation. special ingredient from Japan.
What did she bring?
A couple of top secret ingredient or sauce or technique as well. And I think it was nice for the guests of Atlantis to have something different just for a weekend. So
Yeah,
we were
it's like
fully
prized. Were
fully
you?
booked very easily, and we did an amazing collaboration. I think it's a new trend as well, the chef doing collaboration.
The forehand dinners are
Exactly.
really, really popular. So we're just chopping these strawberries into quarters.
All the strawberry for the final touch.
So we're going to be getting these out in just a few minutes, I think, 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, something like this.
And then we can start plating. It's taking all of my willpower not to just steal a little strawberry. And then we'll get the marmalade out of the fridge as well. I'm going to see what's happening on the text line, see what people are saying. Message about cheese maniche. Had messages about, yum. These sound amazing. All right. We are in action. So this seems like a lot of strawberries for 4 tarts, or are these just for me to eat? A little bit of both.
You can eat one. Yeah, we will prepare all the strawberry to make the tart appealing and yummy. So I will strain the rhubarb now.
Okay.
As well.
Chef, I saw a video this morning. I mean, I could say I've read an article, but the truth is I've watched it on Instagram about chopping boards, and it was talking about microsticks when you're chopping on a plastic board. Is that something that you think about, or is it not? Is it not? Is it Instagram nonsense?
In our hotel, it's forbidden to have a wooden one.
Yeah, for sanitary.
Exactly.
Coming back on the radio.
We're almost ready with that.
Smells absolutely incredible. We are back live. We've been on YouTube for the last hour or so, but we're back on your radios today. Do head on over to the YouTube if you want to see what's happening in the kitchens. I'm Helen Farmer in the kitchen at Spinneys with Chef Christophe. He is executive pastry chef at Atlantis The Royal, heading up the team of more than 50 pastry chefs. We've just been talking about the afternoon tea, about the forehand collaboration, and we're making a strawberry and rhubarb tartlet today. I wish you could smell what's happening, but you can watch on our YouTube. And don't forget, if you tell me on the text line or indeed on the YouTube comments, this childhood smell, the food that takes you back to being a kid, you could be winning everything that you need. Right, we have just got our incredible, oh wow.
So I will strain now.
The rhubarb has been poaching. We're just straining it now. This lovely, lovely, lovely pink liquid that Chef got from including the skins in the poaching liquid. But the integrity of the fruit is still there. We've also been chopping some strawberries. And in the oven about to come out, we have got our sweet dough cases, which have got a baked frangipane in as well, and a few little strawberries that are being baked in it. In the fridge, we're about to get out our strawberry marmalade. And Chef, let's reveal what you've brought over. Now, this is something that probably only chefs can get hold of right now. These are wild strawberries from Spain, from Malaga in particular.
Exactly.
I had a little nibble. The flavour is so intense. I'm going to have another one. Yeah. Really, really amazing. But from a chef's point of view, I'm like, a strawberry's a strawberry, but you obviously really notice difference and what it might lend itself to in terms of preparation. Tell me.
So the inspiration behind that is just to propose to the guests something different. Maybe some local people here in Dubai even never see that in their life.
Yeah, I wouldn't see a strawberry that's come off the vine.
Exactly.
Did you say vine? The bush?
Yeah, the vine. Yeah. And it's just to propose something different and seasonal.
Are they very expensive?
Don't tell my boss. So it's okay. A little bit.
But worth it.
It's okay.
We've just got our strawberry marmalade out of the fridge. That's in a piping bag ready to go.
Yes.
This is just the most incredible dessert, I think. We really, really impress people. But don't take this the wrong way. Easier than I thought. In terms of, yes, 4 components, but we're not talking about, apart from our wild strawberries, about ingredients that are beyond everybody or techniques that are beyond everybody.
No, today we want to be focused on the fruit.
Absolutely.
No mousse, no cream. We don't need all these components today. We just want to be focused on the crunchy dough, some almond flavor, and as well on the fruit.
Are these able to come out?
Yes.
Okay. So we've got 4 pastry cases. They're the most beautiful, beautiful brown.
Exactly. We will cool down.
How long
on
do they
on
need to
the
cool
rack.
down?
On the rack.
We should say, for those of you who are just tuned in to listen today, do head on over to the YouTube. You can see what's happening. This is the kitchen here at Spinneys where they create all the dishes that we're talking about before with Tom Harvey for some of the kitchens and cafes around town, but also where they try out some of the recipes for things that end up on store. Just a huge congratulations to Loretta, who is our winner today, saying the smell of her childhood, freshly baked chocolate chip cookies and English strawberries. So congratulations, you've won that hamper of goodies. So well done indeed. For those of you who are... We do have a full crew here, by the way, and they need to be on best behaviour if they want to try some of Chef's tarts. Okay? I feel like we're in Alice in Wonderland. Strawberry tarts. I'd love this idea of the whimsy as well. You mentioned before, Chef, about the 4-hand afternoon tea you did recently. I've heard a little whisper that you've got another collaboration planned. What are you scheming for after summer?
So we have a very famous chocolatier from Paris is coming for collaboration. It will be early October. So it will be amazing. We're still working on the menu a little bit to have something a bit different as well to propose to the guests.
Is it a male or a female? Male.
He's a man.
Is he one of the chefs that you see a lot on social media who makes
No,
okay.
no, not at all.
Do you know how sometimes I feel like there's a real craze for it now?
I think Amaury Guichon, I'm not sure he has the time to come in.
Yeah, like a human-sized Lego man out of chocolate or a racing car or something. Chef, you've chopped up these strawberries. What have you just drizzled on?
I just put a clear gel just to make it shiny.
Okay, perfect. So that won't really take anything from the taste at all.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's going to be October time. That's going to be one to book because last one sold out.
Exactly. Will be 100% chocolate. Even the sandwiches and the savory item, we will have a small pinch.
That's so exciting.
Yes, something different.
So out of the fridge, we've got our 4 pastry cases, the baked frangipane, the beautiful marmalade going on the top there. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. Can I ask you a personal question?
Yes.
How do you stay so slim when you're surrounded by amazing ingredients?
We just follow the recipe, so we don't need to try much.
Oh, really?
But
do you have a sweet tooth yourself? Really?
Yeah, of course.
You do.
It's very, very important to taste everything.
So we've just piped the marmalade,
the marmalade. I will just flat it a bit.
Looks beautiful. We're going to get our camera right in there if you are watching on YouTube to see exactly what Chef has created. The idea of us doing this in the kitchen, I think, is really impressive, and to see it happening in front of me, I'm in awe. But the scale that you must have to do at the hotel. What does a typical day look like? What time do you and the team start? And you know.
So we have a different
Different
team. We have a production team overnight most of the time.
Okay.
We have a finishing team as well, and usually we start around 7 o'clock
a.m.
to start to make 400 to 500 cake for the shop, because everything is homemade and fresh. We are making all the tart shell and marmalade and so on. So it's very important to propose to the guests something fresh every day. So because as well we have the Danish and croissant.
So you're doing all the viennoiserie as well?
Exactly, all the viennoiserie. I have a team of 12 bakers, amazing team as well. So it's a big organization. I have 6 to 7 sous chefs. I have a pastry chef.
And then it's going all the way through into the evening?
Exactly. Yeah, it's 24/7 operation.
Chef, we're running out of time, which means I need to taste this tart. Would that be okay?
You can start.
Are you sure?
In 2 minutes we are ready. It's okay.
Oh my goodness, this looks amazing. We just got to add the wild ones on, and then for those of you who are listening, please go to our YouTube. I need you to see what Chef Christophe has made. It's at the Dubai Eye 1038 FM Instagram if you want to head over there and see exactly the link to make it even easier. But we've piled on these beautiful Scottish strawberries, the poached rhubarb now being placed, and then we've got the promise of might be some quite expensive strawberries from Spain. Just adding on. I just want to say huge congratulations on everything you've achieved over the last 4 years, because your resume is amazing. As I said, one of the biggest hotels in the world right now. A lot of people looking at Atlantis The Royal and going there for a few Instagram moments, but a lot of foodie moments as well.
Yeah.
What are your plans? What are your aspirations for the Royal Tea Room in particular, Chef?
Most of the time, I'm working very closely with my sous chef and my pastry chef to share the idea, and because they are here for longer than me in Middle East, so it's important as well to involve them on the creation and production. So we are working on a new cake, actually, on the banana milk cake, and for the winter.
May I have a strawberry tart? Okay, I think this is a bit of a photo moment because I'm about to try Chef Christophe's. Oh, we've got some almonds.
Yes, we just toast some almond as well to add a little bit more of crunchiness.
Are you a perfectionist, Chef?
Oh, a little bit, a little bit.
Am I allowed to go in? You happy for me to eat?
Please.
Are you sure?
Maybe you need a spoon as well.
I think I'm going to need all of the weapons I can get my hands on. Oh my goodness! So I don't know if you can hear the crunch of the pastry, and at the bottom we've got this beautiful creamy frangipane that is just spilling out. Chef, I need you to talk while I eat. Would that be okay?
Okay.
Tell me, if we are going to buy one of your cakes this weekend, what's your current favourite and why?
Honestly, we have the date, the local date cake. I create a cake 100% dates because we are in Dubai and we can find a beautiful date and date paste or date syrup. So this one is one of the best sellers, and as well we have the water drop.
What's the water drop?
So as we are in Atlantis, you can find the water everywhere around. So I create a water drop cake. It's vanilla and blueberry, and as well is the gluten-free option, sugar-free and vegan option.
But not taste-free because it's
No, it's not taste-free.
because it's Chef Christophe. I want to say a huge thank you to you, Chef. We're going to head to a quick break so we can absolutely demolish these beautiful strawberry tarts made from Spinneys Scottish strawberries. Chef Christophe, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. A big round of applause for Chef. You can still watch this on our